Women can be tricky when it comes to showing interest. They often don't want to come on too strong, so they drop subtle clues to test the waters. If you're unsure whether a girl likes you, it can feel like trying to read a secret code. But don't worry, the signs are there if you know where to look. In today's video, we're going to break down the key signs that a woman is trying to see if you're interested in her. From subtle cues to not so subtle ones, these little actions can reveal a lot about how she feels. Stick around until the end, and I'll make sure you'll never miss these again. Sign number 1, testing boundaries. I know you might have noticed moments when a girl jokingly says something like, "I bet you'd never take me out for dinner." Or playfully asks, "What would you do if I just stole your jacket right now?" These little comments or actions might seem casual, but they're actually her way of testing boundaries to see how you'll respond. She's trying to gauge if you'll take the hint and flirt back or show some level of interest. For example, she might lean in closer than usual during a conversation or pretend to grab your phone just to see how you react. If you play along or respond positively, it gives her a clue that you might like her too. On the other hand, if you pull away or seem uninterested, she'll take it as a sign to back off. These small tests are her way of figuring out if you're on the same page without putting herself out there too much. Number 2, compliments that test the waters. Have you ever wondered why she keeps pointing out how great your style is or how funny you are? Compliments like these might seem casual, but they're often her way of testing the waters to see how you'll respond. She's not just being polite, she's trying to make you feel special and gauge if you'll notice her effort. For example, she might say, "You always have the best ideas in meetings," or "That shirt really suits you." These compliments are her way of opening a door for more connection, hoping you'll step through by either complimenting her back or showing you value her attention. It's her subtle way of saying she's paying attention to you while seeing if you're interested enough to engage. If you notice her compliments becoming more personal or frequent, she's likely trying to get closer to you without coming on too strong. Third, uses prolonged silence. This can be a subtle but powerful way a woman tries to gauge your interest. During a conversation, she might pause after saying something or let a quiet moment linger instead of rushing to fill the space. This isn't because she has nothing to say, but because she's giving you a chance to step in, respond, or make a move. It's her way of seeing if you'll keep the conversation going or show interest in what she shared. For example, she might share something personal like, "I've been thinking about taking a trip soon," and then go quiet, waiting to see if you'll ask her about it or suggest going together. These pauses aren't accidental. They're her way of creating a space for you to show that you care and want to connect. So guys, if you notice these moments, don't let them pass. Use them to show her you're interested. 4, test the memory. Sometimes she might bring up something you said a while ago to test the memory. This is her way of seeing if you're paying attention to her and if you care enough to remember the little things. For example, she might say, "Remember when I told you about my favorite band? Guess who's coming to town next month?" Or, "Did you ever watch that movie I recommended?" If you respond enthusiastically or recall the details, it tells her that you value your conversations and pay attention to what she says. On the other hand, if you seem clueless or dismissive, she might take it as a sign that you're not that interested. These memory tests aren't about putting you on the spot. They're her way of checking if you're genuinely invested in getting to know her and what matters to her. Number 5, plays with hypotheticals. Picture this. You're talking to her, and she suddenly says something like, "Imagine if we went on a road trip together. Who do you think would get us lost first?" Or, "What would you do if we were stuck on a deserted island?" These playful what-if scenarios might seem random, but they're her way of testing the vibe between you two without directly saying how she feels. By throwing out hypotheticals, she's gauging how open you are to the idea of spending time together or imagining yourselves in fun, closer situations. If you engage and play along, it signals that you're comfortable with her and maybe even interested. On the flip side, if you brush it off or don't participate, she might take it as a sign you're not into her. These little games are her way of sparking connection and seeing if you're on the same wavelength, all while keeping things light and fun. 6. Asking about your availability. Ever notice how she casually asks, "What are you up to this weekend?" That's not just small talk. It's her way of testing your availability and seeing if there's room for her in your plans. She might ask questions like, "Are you free after work?" Or, "Do you have any fun plans coming up?" These aren't just random questions. They're hints that she's interested in spending time with you and wants to know if you're open to the idea. For example, she could say, "I've been wanting to try that new sushi place. Have you been yet?" Hoping you'll suggest going together. If you respond with enthusiasm or make an effort to include her in your plans, it tells her you're interested. But if you brush it off or don't take the hint, she might think you're not looking for more. These subtle questions are her way of testing the waters without coming on too strong. Number 7, playful teasing. This is one of those fun and flirty ways she might test to see if you're interested in her. It's lighthearted and never meant to offend. It's more about creating a playful connection and seeing how you respond. For example, she might say something like, "Wow, you're really bad at this game. I might have to give you some tips." Or, "I didn't think you were the type to listen to cheesy pop music." These little jabs are her way of breaking the ice, making you laugh, and checking if you'll tease her back. If you join in the fun and keep the banter going, she'll take it as a sign that you enjoy her company and are comfortable with her. But if you don't engage or seem bothered, she might think you're not interested. It's her way of keeping things playful while testing the waters to see if there's chemistry between you. Number 8, touching on personal topics. Have you ever noticed how she suddenly asks about your past relationships or your dreams for the future? When a girl starts touching on personal topics like your childhood, your goals, or your past experiences, it's a clear sign she's trying to see if you're comfortable sharing deeper parts of yourself with her. She might ask, "What was your first job like?" Or, "What's something you've always wanted to do but haven't yet?" These questions are not just random. They're her way of testing whether you're open to getting to know her on a more meaningful level. If you engage with her questions and share openly, it shows you trust her and might be interested in building a connection. On the other hand, if you avoid these topics or seem uncomfortable, she'll take it as a sign that you're not ready to get closer. Asking personal questions is her way of seeing if there's more to your relationship than just surface level conversation. 9. She gives you lingering goodbyes. When a woman gives you a lingering goodbye, it's often a sign that she's not quite ready to let go of the moment. She might hug you a little longer than usual, give you a soft smile, or even look back at you before walking away. These little pauses show that she's enjoying your company and wishes the moment could last a bit longer. It's not just about the goodbye itself, it's the way she draws it out, making sure you know she values the time spent with you. Lingering goodbyes often happen when she's interested or feels a connection with you. She's letting you know that she's thinking about you and is reluctant to leave. So guys, if her goodbyes always feel drawn out, it's a good sign that she's into you and isn't in a hurry to say goodbye. Now that you know the signs a woman is trying to see if you're interested in her, you'll be able to spot them with ease. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights. Catch you in the next